Hello, it's me, Frostberry. The name gives me tingles. And the soap gives me some tingles because yes, there are menthol crystals in there. Menthol crystals are a super easy way to spruce up one of your DIY projects, whether that is like a body butter or a lotion or a shower scrub, a foot scrub, a soap, you name it, they make it more fun. I could try to craft my own sentences to explain to you guys what menthol crystals actually are, but it's a lot easier for me to just read it off of the Brambleberry website. So menthol crystals are created with a cold extraction method. Essentially, oil is extracted from mint leaves and then frozen, and the crystals work in oil and alcohol, but they won't mix into water or glycerin. So you guys will see me mix in those menthol crystals into a little bit of oil. They dissolve very, very well, and a little bit goes a long way, like a long, long way. I ended up using 1% of my base oil total. So very, very teeny tiny amount, still made the entire soap smell fresh and have sort of a cooling effect on the skin. Nothing extreme, it's very mild, but it is still present and it's awesome. So without further ado, let's make some soap with menthol crystals. The first thing we're gonna do for this soap is not add lye water solution, oddly enough. We are going to add in menthol crystals. I got my menthol crystals from Brambleberry, and they add a slightly tingly sensation to the soap, so you can only use a teeny tiny bit. They recommend 0.5 to 2% of your total oil weight. So I'm doing 1% of my total oil weight in menthol crystals. I have melted them down in a little bit of oil, about 2 ounces of oil, until they're completely dissolved. Do not take a big whiff of these. I know it's very tempting because they look so pepperminty and delicious, but it will burn your nostrils. So here's the oil that has been infused with the menthol crystals. So I'm just gonna pour that right in. I'm gonna scrape out that little container. And now we will add our lye water solution into our oils, pouring down the stick blender to help with the air bubbles. If you don't know what lye water solution is, I will leave you guys a little card right now. And now I'm gonna blend until just past emulsion. A nice emulsion being reached, it is time to split off this batch into the colors. So for the colors, we're going to have 3 with a little less, and then 1 that has a whole bunch. The one that is gonna have a whole bunch is gonna be purple, and then we're gonna have a teal, a blue, and a black for the accents. I can smell that tingly menthol right now, and it smells so good. And it's not like a peppermint or a spearmint, it really is just like, I don't know, a menthol. If you've ever had one of those little like breath mints or done an experiment, we had an experiment in high school where we put like a whole tube of menthol, like mint things in a bottle of Coke, and it shot everywhere. Anybody else do that? The fragrance oil I am using today, I've never used before, number 1, but I've also never used the supplier I got it from. I got it from Rustic Essentials. A lot of soap makers I know rave about this supplier. I just never had time to bite the bullet, but this is their Mulberry Frost fragrance oil, and it smells great. Before we add that though, I'm gonna go ahead and add the colorant. So in this one right here, I have Reborn Purple from TKB mixed with Purple Vibrance from Nurture Soap, so I'm gonna put that purple in here. I have Tahitian Teal from Mad Micas. This is a gorgeous teal color, and a little goes a long way. Then I have this Reborn Neon Blue, that's from TKB Trading. We used this in the Who Are You soap last month. And finally, we have a little bit of Black Oxide. This is also from TKB Trading. And now I'm gonna blend these all up from lightest to darkest. fragrance oil being blended in, it is time to start pouring in the color. So we're gonna start with the purple, just enough to cover the bottom. I'm gonna go in now with the teal. We are doing a drop swirl, sort of all over the place, and this is getting a little bit thicker, so these drops will be nice and obvious. Going in with the black now, dropping that right in. And finally, that neon blue. Just gonna come across the top, and we're gonna repeat this step until all the colors are in. And now that the majority of colors are in, I'm gonna go ahead and scrape the black out because I don't want a ton of the black to be sitting on the top. I'd like the other colors to sort of cover it up a little bit. I have now scrapey'd my big container, so I'm gonna put a lot of this purple, all of this purple in fact, right on top here. Get all that purple goodness out because I won't be revisiting this bucket again. And that mulberry frost fragrance really mixed well with the menthol. It was already, of course, sort of frosty, which is why I picked it, but it really, man, it just really smells so good. I'm now gonna move this across the top, just a little, barely touching the top. Again, we're just kind of trying to cover up that black a little bit because that's not the color that I want to be featured on the top of this bar. I want it to be a little lighter up top. Great, and now I'll go in with the teal. Just kind of splatter it around. And of course, we'll finish everything off with this neon blue. Now that this has been tapped down, I'm gonna take my chopstick here and I'm just gonna swirl the top. I'm not pushing down very hard. And I'm doing this down every single loaf. You can see where each loaf is gonna be by these marks here on my mold. And I'm coming in and anywhere that I think needs a little extra swirl, just adding that in, sort of flicking out the tips. As this is a Frostberry soap, it wouldn't be right to keep it sparkle free. We're gonna add some large hollow bio glitter. This is from Brambleberry. We're gonna make sure that every single bar gets a little of this. And then down the middle of each loaf, I'm gonna add some salts that have been covered in Super Sparkles mica. That should make it look nice and frosty. We'll just put that right down the middle. And a little tip is to wait to put your salts on until your soap has set up a little bit. That way they don't melt and just kind of drip all over your bars. Ooh, this is the fun part, to see all those sparkles just kind of sit there on top. It really does pull it all together. And after all the salt is out, I'm just gonna kind of clap my hands, let all those extra shimmer fall where it may. How's that little ASMR for you? And from up high, I'm gonna spritz the top with rubbing alcohol. Again, you don't wanna put too much of this on top because it'll melt the salts. But that's it, we're done with Frostberry. Here we are up close and personal with it. You can see all those little sparkly salts, the glitter, and the really pretty swirl we got going up on top. I'm trying to get you guys at an angle where the lights aren't just bouncing off the top of the soap, but it's still pretty liquidy. So I'm gonna let this sit for 18 to 24 hours, and then we will come back and we will split the slab into loaves and cut the loaves into bars after this quick commercial break. We are back to cut the Frostberry soap, and it ashed on top, which is so rare. This probably happens to me like less than 5 times a year on my soaps, but it couldn't have ashed on a better soap because it's Frostberry, so it just looks like it's been frosted. I'm gonna turn it on the side, line it up, and press down, not so gently, pressing. I'll take one out of the middle here, and this is what it looks like on the inside. I am absolutely digging this color combo. It is so much fun, and it actually smells kind of minty. Those menthol crystals we put in there, yeah, they carried through, and it's just minty enough to be pleasant, but not so much that it's overpowering. Also, look at this top. Cute. So Caleb has the question of the day for us.
Would you rather have everything that's in your house be all one color, or would you rather have every wall and door be a different color?
Oh crap. Could it be different, like, you know,
No different shades.
Aww,
completely different colors.
No! I don't even know that much about design. Like, I love interior decorating so much that both of those options just sound not great. I mean, I guess the wall colors, because I feel like I could pick enough different ones that it would be okay, and then I could just coordinate. But having all your furniture be one color would just be atrocious, no matter what.
Those can be different shades, but they all have to be like...
No, all I can think of is Lady with Pink House. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
I mean, it's awesome for her. That's great, but I don't like that. That would make me feel cluttered and weird, so I guess I'm going with the walls. What about you?
I think it sounds like too much fun to have the everything one color.
Is it just your determination to disagree with me on every single question of the day?
No!
Yeah, he disagreed. If you would like to vote on the question of the day, however tacky it may be,
boo!
please click the eye in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Oh my gosh, I dig it. I love the color palette. I thought I was taking a risk with that black, but I'm really glad I did. And also, I normally try to avoid soda ash on top. It's been happening a little more often recently. The only thing I've changed is my lye supplier. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'll have to keep testing, but it really worked in my favor this time. If you enjoyed today's video and would like to see more like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Click the notification bell if that sort of thing doesn't just absolutely bug you. I only have notifications turned on for like 2 channels, so if you don't want to turn it on for this one, it won't hurt my feelings. This soap will be available to purchase on March 4th, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time at royaltysoaps.com. And be sure to do something fun for yourself today, whether that is putting in a minty hair mask to make your scalp tingle, or perhaps eating a minty treat. Either way, do something that makes you happy, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Meow.